Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Ultima 7, the Black Gate. In the last episode, we were slowing it down, and making sure we talked to everybody here in Britannia. Or in Britain, not Britannia. That's a big whole lot of area for an episode. And we're continuing to slow it down and talk to everybody. Last episode, we had gone ahead and talked to everybody in the stables, and we had covered all of this area. And now we have these shops to go through, and then these little buildings here. So as we work our way through Britannia, let's continue to see what we can see and who we can talk to. So here was the line of shops. If you remember last time, we skipped these. We went to YOLO's shop, but we skipped the other ones. Let's check these out, shall we? So the first one here is some kind of crazy shop. I think this is Grayson the Armorer. No, this is a jeweler. Let's talk to a guy. He sells fellowship medallions. Huh, cool. Oh, I see gold bars. I see gold bars. All right, sir. Ooh, he's a fancy man. You see a man whose boyish face is set with scrutinizing eyes that look as if they have seen much. What's your name, sir? My name is Sean. What's your job? When not tending to fellowship affairs, I am a jeweler here in Britain. If thou dost wish to buy something, just say so. What does being a jeweler mean? It is a very delicate work. It requires a special touch that only a few have. Thou must know precisely how to handle precious materials. Only the finest of craftsmen become jewelers, and they receive the highest compensation. Really? What kind of precious materials? I constantly require new materials with which to create my very special jewelry. I am always in the market to buy gems, if thou dost ever come across any. Yes, so picking up gems is worth it. This man will pay us. That's great. I am the man to come to if thou shouldst want to sell them and make money. All right, how about the finest craftsman? As I have told thee, only the finest of craftsmen become jewelers, and I am the finest of jewelers. Does that not tell thee something? All right. My business makes more money than the mint, he laughs forcibly. Tell me about Britain. I moved my entire business here to Britain to be near the main branch of the Fellowship. Thou hast no idea how much my business improved after I joined the Fellowship. Well, tell me about the Fellowship. Even thou mayest join the Fellowship, and I can tell thee more about it. The Fellowship is a group that has been gaining much popularity in recent years with the people of Britain. While on the surface, it simply appears to be a scholarly society studying its particular philosophy. Its teachings have the power to forever alter the shape of Britain by saying the same thing we do every time. I can tell thee about its philosophy if thou dost so wish. We already know it. We don't need to be told about it again. So, what gems do you buy? Dost thou have a gem for sale? Yes. I will pay thee 30 gold coins per gem. Is that price agreeable? Yes. I see. Thou hast 4 gems. Here is thy payment. Awesome. Cool. So, we can come here to sell gems. He didn't buy our crystal, did he? Oh no. Oh no. Where's the magic crystal? Oh no. Oh no. So wait, we can't sell this guy any gems until we wait, so I'm going to have to do this. Well, this is terrible. We're going to have to load our game. Back up. We're going to have to talk to this guy again, but before we do, I literally am going to have to do this. Because we have this gem. The magic gem that Lord British gave us. We're going to have to put that on the floor. Then talk to this fellow. Go through the same dialogue that we just saw. We're just going to skip through it. Keep going. Finest craftsman. The fellowship. Alright. Gems. Yes. Yes. I see you have 3. Here is thy payment. Okay, there we go. And then we'll have to pick our gem back up. Oh no. What is this? Why can nothing fit in Grug's pack? This is getting to be silly. Oh, because he has this stupid thing. That's why. Now will this fit? Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, it all fits in there. We're good. So we found a place to sell gems. Now we just need to find somebody who will buy these stupid rings we're carrying around before I drop them on the ground. Alright, so we have this sword here. So we got Captain Weapons. Hi, Captain Weapons. You see a shrewd-looking man who smiles as if he has just seen his next customer. What's your name, sir? I am Grayson, my lord, a humble and honest man. What's your job, Grayson? Why, here in Britain I sell the best armor and weapons that money can buy. In my spare time, I do deeds for the Fellowship. All right, what do you do for the Fellowship? It has been very beneficial in my life. I was on the verge of going out of business before I joined, and now I am more prosperous than ever before. This is very concerning that, like, everyone's life is falling apart, and then the Fellowship just happens to show up, or you just join them, and all of a sudden you have an opportunity for your life to change for the better. I'm feeling very mafia-ish about it. Why were you going out of business? Thou dost see, I am convinced that my failures were all due to my bad attitude. It took the teachings of the Fellowship to change the way I used my mind and to turn me in the proper direction. Why has it been beneficial? I was never sufficiently forward or aggressive enough to be successful as a merchant, but the Fellowship changed all of that for me. What changed? By applying the values of the triad of inner strength to my life, I have accomplished what I have set out to do with my life. Mine armor and weapon shop is successful, and I have a place where all belong in the Fellowship. Okay, well, what do you sell? I sell a complete line of armors and weapons. What do you want? What kind of armor do you sell? He looks you up and down. Dost thou truly believe that thou art sufficiently protected in what thou art wearing? In truth, I fear for thy safety if thou shouldst come involved in combat. Are thou interested in buying something today? Yes. What do we want? Oh, he's got plate armor and all kinds of stuff, but we don't really want to buy anything. I just wanted to see what he sold. Well, that's the armor shop. What's so quiet? Wait, what was that? What is this? Just, you can't see. I'm trying to figure out where that little item was down below, but who knows. And I love here how he's got this rag where he's been polishing the top of his display cases. Nice little touch. YOLO's bow shop. Of course, we went through here. We talked to YOLO's apprentice. So that's where we're going to go if we have to buy any kind of bolts. So here we have the lady. Oh wait, are those shears? Oh, I have a quandary. I need her to look away. If she's not looking, can we get away? Hold on. Hold on, before we get all thiefy up in here. She's looking away. Can I grab these and just, Oh! Nope, she didn't see it. She didn't see it. She heard it, but she didn't see it. Alright, so in here we have a woman who oozes partially sincere friendliness. What's your name? Her name is Gay. What's your job? I oversee the Clothiers here in Britain when I am not pursuing the teachings of the Fellowship. Why is every merchant a Fellowship member? Tell me about the Fellowship. It's a philosophical group devoted to the teachings of a truly great man named Balin in the absence of the Avatar. He's become a sort of spiritual father for the people of Britannia. Through his speeches and writings, he has changed the lives of many people, including my own. thou wouldst want to attend the fellowship meeting tonight at 9 o'clock. It is always a moving experience to hear the words of Batlin, our founder. Tell me about Clothiers. At our Clothiers shop, we have the finest silks and garments to buy that thou hast ever seen, imported from every corner of Britannia to cater to all tastes. What do you sell? Would thou like to buy some clothing? Yes. Show me what you have to sell. Tunics, boots, leather boots, tunic dress. No, oh, she sells swamp boots as well, if we needed them. So we can always come back here and buy swamp boots. It's so quiet in Britannia right now. So quiet in Britannia. Here we have the baker, Mr. Bakes-a-lot. What is this guy doing? That guard is on a... What are you... You see a tough-looking guard. Takes his job very seriously. He's a guard. What's your job? The man looks at you like you are an ignoramus. I am a guard, idiot. Thou shouldst go about thy business. All right. He's just having a little walk. That's just an odd patrol route for a guard. Delicious pastries. Fresh pastries. Come back here. Oh, he's putting them on the table. Oh, you could pay attention and you could steal stuff from him. Hey, he's putting stuff in the oven. He's making bread. You see a very clean-looking, portly young man who waves at you frantically. What's your name, sir? My given name is Wilhelm, although no one calls me that. I prefer to be addressed as Willie. Thank thee very much. What's your job, Willie? I am the baker here in Britain, and I make the sweetest bread thou hast ever tasted. Hast thou had a chance to sample any of my bread yet? No, I have not. Then here, thou must have some. He tears a piece of bread off on one of several loaves he is carrying and stuffs it in your mouth. There. Is it not the sweetest bread thou hast ever tasted? It is it not? You chew as fast as you can in order to answer him. It's pretty good. He grabs your face by the cheeks and plants a big kiss on your forehead. Thou art truly a person of good palate and refined taste. So you're a baker? He nods. Yes, I am a baker, and I have many secret recipes passed down to me by my father and mother. Why, there are even those who say I am a master baker. And there are those who call me a donut, he says with a frown. Why do they call you a donut? Well, yeah, I think you're a master baker. Yes, many people tell me that. Now, thou dost say it, too. If thou dost say so, then it must be true. Willie takes a bite of his own bread. I am a master baker. Tell me about your bread. My bread is the finest in Britannia. It is renowned for both its pleasant taste and its very reasonable price. But it's a lot of work making enough to satisfy the constant demand for it. I need to hire someone to help me. Really? What, you're hiring? Thou couldst work for me here in the shop making bread, or I will buy sacks of flour from thee. Thou couldst buy them wholesale in paws, and I will pay thee 4 gold per sack. So that's a sack of flour. Dost thou wish to work here in the shop for me? He asks hopefully. Sure. Excellent. Thou canst start work immediately. I shall pay thee 5 gold for every 5 loaves of bread thou dost make. All right? Yes. First thou must make dough from the flour. Simply spread flour on the table and add some water to make it thick and well doughy. Then use the dough to bake it. In the oven to bake it. Wait a bit, then voila! Thou dost have bread. So we can make bread here. Okay. Tell me about your mom and pa. Willie wipes away a tear. Gone. Both of them gone to join mine ancestors in that great kitchen in the sky. I will never be able to cook as they did. Still, I plod along, trying to keep the family name alive, and that is why I am a baker. But I suppose it's not the only reason. All right, why? Actually, there's a very good reason why I am a baker. What's the reason? Because the way to a woman's heart is through her stomach. Why, I have 2 women in love with me right now, and I did not even have to pursue either one. Aha! What 2 women? He sighs. If thou must know, their names are Jeanette and Gay. Ooh, who's Jeanette? She's a pleasant enough girl, but to be honest, I cannot see myself with a tavern wench. She thinks I have not noticed how she feels about me. Frankly, I wish she would just leave me alone. How about Gay? Gay, who runs the costume shop, is of more interest to me, but she is a fellowship member, and I have no wish to become one. I hope that it does not prevent us from courting. I have a feeling it will. What about these secret recipes? Oh dear, do not tell me that thou art yet another person who is trying to pry one of my secret recipes out of me. If that is what thou art after, then thou wilt just be disappointed. I am not. Well, goodbye. Good day to thee, my lord, and bon appetit. So if we get a bunch of flour, we can bring it over here and we can make bread. Then sell it to this guy. In a world of no music, I need some music. Why did it stop? We have to go down this way anyways to go to the other building we want to look at, so hold on. We'll get down here and we'll trigger the music cue again. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. It was so quiet. It was so quiet. Alright, so we have, what are we looking at? That's the farmer's market. So this is a set of houses we had not gone in yet. So let's check these out. Looks like maybe a blacksmith? Oh no, an apothecary. Okay, with potions galore. Hello, good sir. Look at the guy there. You see a very authoritative looking older man who looks at you with thoughtful concern. What's your name, sir? My name is Kessler. What's your job? I run the apothecary shop here in Britain. Tell me about the apothecary. While the normal function of an apothecary is to administer potions and magical reagents, I am nowadays working almost exclusively for Lord British, trying to study a specific problem. What's the problem? Recently, there has been a dramatic rise in the use of a very strange substance. People have begun to purposefully ingest the venom of the silver snake. Ah! Drugs. It's always about drugs. What do you mean by ingest? The silver snake produces a venom that is extremely poisonous, but when taken in less than lethal amounts, it causes a variety of strange effects, such as, for a time, the venom will heighten one's physical and mental performance, such as allowing one to work harder, for example. But after the effects have worn off, it will impair the user permanently. How does this impairment happen? It first makes the user feel extremely tired, and eventually causes a sloughing of the skin. The venom is a dangerous substance, and thou shouldst not partake of it under any circumstance. I'm not gonna. What do you study? I am studying the effects of a particular substance known as silver snake venom, but I am encountering a number of difficulties. What are the difficulties? My greatest difficulty is in finding any significant quantity of silver snake venom, but it is by no means my only difficulty. What else have you come across? People need to be alerted to how dangerous silver snake venom is. To this end, I wish to announce my findings before Lord British and a consortium of lords and mayors, but to do that I must first finish my study. What are you finding? If by any chance thou wouldst come across any silver snake venom, bring it back to me here. I shall pay thee 50 gold coins for every vial of it that thou canst supply. Ooh, I wonder if we can get some from Morphin. Tell me about the silver snake. As one may surmise from the name, it is the venom taken from the dangerous silver snake. The fascination that many people possess for these creatures has created a great deal of curiosity about the venom itself. What, the curiosity, you say? There are those who claim that gargoyles take the venom, which results in their becoming enhanced in combat and such. Now this may just be a myth, but the curiosity people feel is real enough. Right, tell me about potions. There are certainly not a recent invention here in Britannia. Potions are liquids that possess certain magical qualities which are used for all sorts of purposes, such as the treatment of injury and disease. I have a quantity of them for sale if thou art interested. What magical qualities? Since the mages have become so ineffective, we have been forced to develop other ways to accomplish all the things we used to depend on mages to do. Unfortunately, many of these new methods are as yet untested. Such as, we still know very little about the effects of most of the substances we use. Many cause more problems than they solve, or react differently if taken in unison with other elements. Some might cause thee to become dependent on them for thine health, and some may simply be poisonous. Well, let me buy some potions. I always keep a fresh stock of ingredients and an inventory of prepared potions in case anyone should be in need of them. Would thou like to buy one? Sure. So he sells poison, the curative, illumination, sleep, protection, invisibility, healing, and awakening. Alright, so he has a good collection of potions. And what's did this book say? The Apothecary's Desk Reference. It is the author's expectation that thou art reading this to familiarize thyself with the effects of various potions based on their color. The first part, I think we actually read this book before, right? Yes, we've already read this book. But there's a copy of it here in case we need to refer back to it. And we may have to come back here and steal all of his potions at night. I'm just saying we might have to. Who is this fine gentleman? You see a gleeful-looking merchant with an enthusiastic voice and manner. Hello, sir. What's your name? My name is Greg. Ah, Greg the Provisioner. It is good to see thee. What's your job? I run the provisioner's shop here in Britain. A second home to the intrepid it is. What's the shop have? Why, thou dost look to be a person to whom adventure is no stranger. Whether thou art climbing a mountain, sailing the ocean, or crossing the desert, exploring a dungeon, or sleeping under the stars, I have just what thou mayest need. What do I need? What every adventurer needs is good luck. There is just something about this shop, about the items bought here, something about me and my shop that is simply very lucky. I can give thee an example of what I mean. Sure. A fighting man named Gorn once bought a shovel for me, and he told me that it saved his life. How did it save his life? Gorn wanted to dig for some buried treasure somewhere, when he heard some noises behind him. Upon turning, he was horrified to see a swarm of undead skeletons rushing toward him. In his haste to dig up the treasure, he had unbuckled his belt and laid down his sword. The only thing in his hand was the shovel. He immediately began swinging it and ended up knocking all the skeletons to bits. He now considers it his lucky shovel. Gorn, you say? Perhaps you knowst of Gorn. He speaks with a most peculiar accent. I think we've met Gorn before. Tell me about Britain. I have moved my store here as a service to Lord British, who uses me exclusively to outfit all of his various expeditions. It is true. You know Lord British? This is Lord British's favorite provisionary shop. He told me so himself. All sorts of famous adventurers pass through these doors. Why, last week we had the Avatar himself in this, my very own store. Oh, did you? Another Avatar? Well, he said he was the Avatar, but then it is not all that unusual encountering some loon or fool who claims to be the Avatar. He looks at you and for a moment appears a little embarrassed. It's okay. You moved, you said. I used to have my shop in Paws, but no one in Paws has the money to buy much of anything. Why is it lucky? My customers are all people who go out and perform dangerous feats of bravery and daring. But most keep returning to buy more provisions time and again. With all the dangerous things my customers do, it is a wonder I have not lost them all and gone out of business. Alright, what do you sell? As I say, we have everything thou dost need to have. A jolly splendid adventure. What would you like to buy? Oil flat. How much are lockpicks? Lockpicks sell for 10 gold. That is a fair price. Yes? Let's buy 3. Thank you. And we need to find out how much gold we actually have in the party right now. How are we doing on gold? 431. Okay. This door is locked. We'll be back to rip you off later. Gonna have a nighttime raid on his house here. Alright. What do we have over here? Is there no way into this part of the building? Oh, it must go from the other side. Whoop. Oh, that's right. So here's where Denby was. Who we trained with Denby already. He trained us in being awesome. So what is this? So this is the healer's house. Okay. Stop, lady. Ah, we've already spoken to you. Goodbye. Who is this? You see a healer who looks wise and honest and has the coolest orange robe I've ever seen. I have been looking forward to thine arrival, Avatar. Word spreads quickly. I am pleased to meet thee. What's your name, sir? I am Cecil? I think that's a C. The healer. Although in a past life I was known as Abrams. I became Sil when I was advanced. What do you mean advanced? When my name was Abrams, I lived on the island of New Maginsia and did mine apprentice work there. My practice grew, and soon I was traveling by ship to Moonglow to see patients there. Okay, what about the practice? My practice grew swiftly. I am a modest man, but I do not mind saying that I was a popular healer. What about your patients? Soon I had patients on 3 islands. It was then that Lord British received word of my practice. Okay. Well, Lord British himself was struck down with some sort of malady. He sent for me. I arrived at the castle as soon as I could leave my patients. I examined the king. It appeared to me that something had infested his blood. I had a theory about it, which I am convinced is correct. Others, however, do not share my view. Okay, what's your theory? I believe that most sicknesses are caused by tiny living things. We cannot see these things with the naked eye, however. I am working on developing an instrument which can see these creatures. I believe that someday healing will not depend on magic at all, but on some form of treatment which makes one less vulnerable to these living creatures. Since these animals are biological, I call theorized treatment antibiotics. What dost thou think, Avatar? Am I on the right track? You sure are. Yes, good. I thought so. What are others saying? There is a group of people who do not encourage my studies. We do not get along at all. I think they have something against healers which goes beyond simple distrust. Dost thou know whom I mean? No. No? He lowers his voice. The Fellowship. Ooh, so you don't like the Fellowship, do you? They have a doctrine which outlines their beliefs. They believe if one is faced with pain, then he has no choice but to go through it in order to be a better person. I do not agree with this. No one should ever go through needless pain, but they are entitled to their own opinions. Okay, what are your services? You can heal, cure poison, and resurrect. Are you interested in one of these? Yes. We don't actually need anything. Heal. Nobody. I'm sorry, we lied. Very well. It pleases me we're all healthy. Alright, so we have a healer over here. And he's got a room. Can you close this curtain? Aha! Now he can't see us. Before we get all thievy, you know the rules. Go ahead and save our game before we get into this. See if we can get away with this. How about a little bit of potion time? Oh, nope, he saw us. So apparently he can see me right through the window. That was not good. Let's load our save game. We shall, oh, closing this did nothing. Let's see. We've got inkwell, some bandages, lots of potions here. We also have a book, the Biographics of the Healing Arts. I think we read this already. Yes, we did. Okay. And we got some people in pain. They don't wish to talk to us. Oh, we got some books, though. The Art of Field Dressing, we already read that. And the Apothecary's Deck reference, which we read before as well. Okay. So copies of those books everywhere. Well, folks, that is the first third of Britain done. And we've talked to some of the other folks in Britain, so we're getting through this. Not bad at all. Hey, we haven't talked to this guy, though. Hey, 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 hey. Come back here. You see a filthy beggar who flashes you a grin as though you were his best friend in the whole world. What's your name, sir? I am called Snaz. What's your job? I have no job, for I am a beggar. For a gold coin I shall tell thee a joke. Sure. Dost thou wish to hear one? Yes. All right, here is one. Tell me a joke about the Fellowship. I was discussing philosophy with a Fellowship member the other day, and he asked me, what, in thine opinion, is the height of stupidity? So I said, I do not know. How tall art thou? No, really, I make sport of the Fellowship, but I mean it sincerely. Okay, you're a beggar. When I was just a little boy, I was made an orphan and left homeless and penniless. That was a joke life played on me. 'Tis a funny joke, eh? but I would not charge thee a gold piece for that one. Okay, well, we'll pass on the rest of his jokes here. I do hope I did amuse thee. You did, good sir. You did. And then who are you? Oh, Denby. Ah, bye, Denby. You were a good trainer, good sir. So we got trained by Denby there. Is there anything else we want to go into? What was this house? Ah, this was Sentry's house before he joined us. And that's the edge of the street. So, let's take a look in Sentry's house, because I think we missed out on something. If we open up Sentry's bedroom here, and we look around, aha! We have a key. We will give this key to Sentry. And there's a sword sitting here on the table. What's more important is look in this room. Look at this room. Sentry, I need you to use the key we just gave you. Yep, that unlocked the door. Let's go ahead and put that in the bag of keys. That's going to be a problem at some point. Look at this. Look at it. Let's go ahead and give Sentry all this equipment. Oh yeah, another two-handed sword, which we don't really need. I think we have enough of those. And a flail, a morning star. All right, and this was just a sword, right? All right, so that is going to be a good point for us to go ahead and stop. We're going to break off here. So we have checked out so far. We have seen all of this part of Britain. We've been in Sentry's house, so we just need to check out these buildings and work our way up. We're getting through, everybody. Only going to be a couple more episodes here in Britain before we head off. So having fun talking to people, and we're getting more loot and equipment, which is always good. So folks, until then, I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we hope to see you soon.